I'm going to define exposure in terms of what we do here. In broad strokes, but in the music business, people, forever outsiders, are always confused about what is promotion and what is publicity. And promotion, to my way of thinking, is relative to getting specific radio play, recurrent radio play. Publicity relates to getting your image, likeness, and message out in the media, be it print, television, radio, but not in terms of airplay, recurrent airplay of your music, as well as on the internet. So we're trying to build consciousness of what our clients do, why it's of value, why it's of worth, and all we can do is point people in the right direction. If they hate it, there's nothing you can do about it. But we kind of try to create a circumstance where they'll be open-minded about it and try to, find some kind of confluence with their field of interest. I think publicity is a component of marketing. It's what we do doesn't overtly cost somebody for the space or the exposure you get. It does cost something because you've got time is money, obviously. But if somebody comes to me and says, "I want a full page in Time magazine, can you get it for me?" The answer is, I can try. If you really want a full page in Time magazine, buy an ad. Then you're guaranteed of getting it. But an ad doesn't have the credibility of an article. An article, there is a perception of an article written by an independent third party that somehow there's been a filtering process. I mean, it's more than a perception. That's clearly the way it is. If you just buy an ad, this is a direct communication from the manufacturer, presumably to the consumer. It is perceived as just what it is, advertising, or if you want to denigrate it, propaganda. But there's nothing wrong with it. But it's really not the same thing. Having said that, a publicity campaign can relate to advertising, can relate to marketing. It is part of that. It's part of a whole package. You know what? When I do publicity to an artist and there's something going on in the promotion world, i.e. radio play, I want to know about that. So I can go to the newspaper in that town or the magazine or the TV station and say, the artist that I'm telling you about is getting intensive airplay on such and such a station in your market. That is a tool for me to ratchet the consciousness up and to kind of send a message that this is of relevance to your viewership, listenership, readership. Getting somebody on the phone is step one, or having somebody read your correspondence. And my hope is they think, oh, well, it's coming from this guy. He's credible. He's brought me things of worth in the past, and will pay attention, if however minimal. You got to get your foot in the door so that they can see what it is you're pushing. And basically, it's just a question of giving them a story, a background that is compelling enough for them to go a little further, to look deeper, to actually listen to music that you're trying to get over, or attend a concert or something like that. But there are no guarantees in this world. Just by telling someone about your project doesn't mean they're necessarily going to cover it in any significant way. But it's kind of trench warfare.